You have worked your entire life and maybe you've been dreaming of living in a warmer climate. And maybe Florida is one of those places you've been thinking about. Well, that's a good thing. But before you turn in that snow shovel and trade it in for a beach umbrella, here's a wave of considerations as you navigate these waters. So before you sell your home, before you do anything else, here's 3 things you really need to consider before you do so as you dream of a sandy Christmas. So the first thing you need to consider is your lifestyle, because most everything else is going to trickle down from this. So sit down with your husband or wife, or if it's just you, make a list of everything that's really important to you. You've got to consider what kind of life you want to live. You're going to move from one state to another. Let's find the best area, because not all of Florida offers everything that could be important to you. So that could change from city to city or region to region. So here are some really important things, though, for you to consider as you're making your list. First, the beach or the water, because that's what a lot of people think of when they think of Florida. So how important is it for you to be near the water? Now, when I say near, I'm not talking a block away where you can walk to it. This could be, 20-minute drive, 30-minute drive, and just not the beach itself. Of course, we've just got the sand, the waves, the water. You can walk, take a nice walk, depending on which coast you're on. You can watch the sunrise or the sunset. But there's other things that have to do with water that could be important to you, whether you're a boater, you're into fishing, kayaking, canoeing, snorkeling, tubing, maybe going on a jet ski. So there's all these different things that are involved with the water. So think about what is important to you with that, because that will help navigate those waters on where you might end up living. Then there's other sports that are on the land, whether it's golf, tennis, pickleball, shuffleboard, bocce ball. There's a lot of different sports of things. Actually, down in Venice, there's a croquet club. So maybe you're into croquet. So that's there. So there's a lot of other sports things that you could be involved in. Then also sports that you can watch, whether you want to be near professional sports teams or like where we've got here in the Sarasota Bradenton area. Between Sarasota and Manatee County, we have got 3 spring training centers for baseball. So that's really exciting. So sometimes people just move down here so they can go and watch spring training games all spring. So that's something to think about as well. Of course, we are heavy in the arts, especially in the Sarasota area, all the way up to Tampa. So whether you like to go to the theater, go to museums, see different exhibits, be in an artsy area where there's a lot of culture, if that's important to you, then you need to seek out those areas that offer that. Believe it or not, horses. There's a lot of horses in the state of Florida. There's a ton up in Ocala. I don't know if you can actually go horse riding here in the Sarasota area, but you know what? The other day, I passed a trailer that was pulling, that had horses on there, and on the side, it had talked about riding your horse on the beach. So I'm not really sure which beach. I didn't look it up to see that would allow horse riding, but I thought, oh, that's interesting. That would be kind of fun to do. But horses are a really big thing here. And then in Lakewood Ranch, they do have the polo ground, so you can watch polo games. So if horses are important to you, we do have them here in the state. Maybe continuing your education, not necessarily getting a degree, which of course you could do, but maybe you just want to continue to enhance yourself. So there is a lot of adult education classes available. I know definitely right here in the Sarasota area from a couple of different institutions, whether you want to do something that's more academic, maybe you want to pick up a hobby, do watercolors. There's all different things like that you can do. So if that is important to you, then find an area that offers that. Okay, some people are really big into Disney and that's why they want to move to Florida. Sometimes people want to be right there. Other people are happy if they're just an hour or 2 away, and that's what we are here in this area. We're a couple of hours away from Orlando. So if Disney's important to you, then that's certainly something to consider. And then of course, some people just enjoy eating out, shopping, having community activities. Some people are big on wanting to be around things and the hustle and bustle. Other people want it to be quiet. So these are all these things you got to figure out. Maybe you want to be sometimes in the hustle and bustle, but maybe you want your house to be quiet. So write down all of those things, write it all out, flesh it out, and see what is really important to you. Now, here's a few other kind of random things that doesn't necessarily fall under your typical lifestyle considerations, but it's definitely things to think about that could be very, very important to you. First thing is being near friends and family. So if you already have people that you know that live here, whether they're related to you or not. Sometimes people want to be near those folks. Sometimes they want to be close to them, but not so close. So think about that. Do you want to be near people that you already know? Something else really important to consider too is healthcare, being near certain hospitals, different doctors or specialists. So if that's really important to you, if you've got special needs in that regards, then please ask about that or start doing some research on that to make sure that you're going to be near those folks who can take care of you best as your needs arise. A couple other things that may or may not be obvious is not all of Florida is as warm all year round. Obviously, the further south you go, the more warm it stays throughout all 12 months of the year. But farther north and up in the Panhandle, we just refer to it all as North Florida, it does get a lot cooler. The more south you go, the flatter the state is. So farther north, it is a little bit more, there are a few more hills, not much, but you definitely see a little bit more in the with seasons. So if that's important to you to still kind of see seasons, I'd say go farther north. If you don't care and you're just happy to hang up that snow shovel, then come further south down here. And one other thing people ask me a lot is, hey, is this a friendly neighborhood? All right, folks, there are so many neighborhoods out there. I can't say who's friendly, who's not. It's a little subjective. Some people want to be around a lot of folks. Other people want to keep to themselves. And of course, that can change from one sale to the next. So honestly, I really can't share that information with you because I don't know the answer. But I would say if you're down here looking and there's a neighborhood you like, drive around, try to stop and talk to people. There's people out walking their dogs, or if it's open and you're able to, go to the clubhouse, the pool area, and talk to folks and see if you can pick up on that vibe. I think that really helps people out. Number 2, budget. So it's really important to talk about your finances, not just how much it's going to cost for you to own the property, but then to maintain it, HOA dues, condo dues, property taxes, insurance. So all of that has to do with the home itself. But then you want to think, okay, I'm moving to Florida. What else do you want to do? So how much is it going to cost for you to do all those lifestyle things that we just talked about, to have a boat, to store a boat, to be able to go fishing a lot? So there's all those different things, taking the classes, going to Disney all the time. And then, of course, visiting those people that you left up north. You want to go back and visit, or when they come down here, you want to be able to show them the sights. And so all that costs money, even when people come to stay with you. It will cost you money. So you've got to budget all of that in. Or maybe you want to continue to travel on a larger scale. Sometimes people will come down here from up north and they really downsize, keep it simple so they can do all those things they want to do, and they can travel. They can go to Europe or just travel the United States. So you want to make sure that you budget all of that properly and you don't overextend yourself. Now, for some folks, when it comes to our property taxes, if it's your primary here, your primary residence, you can file for homestead, and that will help keep your taxes down. Even with that, depending on where you're coming from, some people will say, oh man, these taxes are a piece of cake. And some people, they kind of choke when they hear how much our taxes are. So that's a little subjective in terms of how high those are. And like I said, our insurance is really a struggle as well. So there's pros and cons to all that. Of course, we don't have state income tax, so that helps offset some of those things too. So you've got to look at all of that, look at your budget. And then also, if you need to, consult your financial advisor, your accountant, talk to some professionals to make sure that you're making really good, wise decisions, because you don't want to come down here and then be in financial straits. That would be a horrible thing and just such a negative experience for you. So just make sure you step back and count the cost for all of those things. Well, my name is Jill Thomas. I'm a real estate agent here in the Sarasota, Florida area. And each week I bring videos about living here, real estate, all these things for you to consider, because a lot of my folks do come from out of the area. Of course, I do sell to folks who live here, or I list properties as well. So if you fall into any of those categories, this might be a good channel for you to subscribe to. Hit the notification bell, all those good things. Really, I just encourage you to watch the videos. That's great. But then really, when you have more questions, please reach out to me. You can call, text, email me, and now I've got a handy dandy link down below to my calendar where you can schedule a 30-minute phone call with me. Kind of an easy peasy thing to do. If one of those times does not work, then just shoot me an email. That's okay. We'll figure it out. I'll find a way. We'll connect, and then we can talk and help get you on the right path. And I'm here to answer your questions. And just like in this video, I've been discussing the Sarasota area may not be the fit for you, and that's okay. Please know I've got connections with some really awesome agents in other parts of the state that I can connect you with, and they can take really good care of you as well. So that's okay. Feel free to reach out to me. I don't mind helping you out a bit, even if you know, hey, Sarasota probably isn't going to be the area for me, or maybe you're just not sure yet. Either which way, that's all good. So I just want to say thank you for watching. I appreciate that, and reach out to me if I can help you at all. Okay, so first we talked about our lifestyle, then we talked about our budget. Now let's focus in a little bit more on how you can figure out where to actually live. Where should I be looking? Where should I buy? How do I go about doing that? So let's discuss that a bit. Now, first of all, you're watching this on YouTube. So that's a good first start. And most likely you're watching videos from other agents, maybe from my area or from other parts of the state. So that's a really good thing to do because you're going to get a lot of visual, you're going to get some information. But of course, everybody wants to know that they're getting the straight scoop on stuff and things, opinions aren't tainted at all because, you know, I'm a human too. And so maybe I don't know. You just want to make sure you want to trust but verify. I guess that's a good way to say it. Let's trust but verify what everybody is saying on YouTube. So how do you go about doing that? So here's a few other websites you can check out. These aren't the only ones. And if you do know of some other ones, put them in the comments below so people can see that and I'm aware of it and I can share those with other people as well. So first, there's one called citydata.net, city with a dash and then data. That's one, but I will say when I just went on there and the numbers really are not up to date with average price of properties because it was from 2021. But there might be some other good tidbits that you're going to gather from that. So again, you got to make sure that the information is more current, okay, and that you work off of that. Another good one is niche.com. That's a great one, and that offers a lot of different information about things. And even though I know I'm talking to folks who are retiring, they also offer good information on schools that people like too. So that's a good resource also. Bestplaces.net is another place you can go to. Check out the U.S. Census Bureau. They have a lot of facts and figures on there that you might find helpful. You can also go to the local Chamber of Commerce websites. There's information on those that are very hyper-local, so that's a great thing. And then also check out different Facebook groups. Like I have people, especially when they're going to build, like up in Parrish and North River Ranch. Right away, people are joining North River Ranch Facebook groups so they can see what's going on. What are the problems? What's the good? What's the bad? Even before they write the contract. So if you're on Facebook, check out some of those different pages, do some research and see what you can find. And you can go on there and ask people questions about an area. And I think that's going to help you to really understand what it's like to live there. And you're going to get some firsthand knowledge from some people that are there. Okay, somebody else you can go to for help is me. Okay, a real estate agent who works that area. And like I said, we want to trust but verify. I really truly do my best to give people good information on the area. Obviously, I can't know everything about everywhere, but I certainly do my best and help you to navigate those waters so you do make good decisions. I don't push people just so they buy something. So please use me because I can give maybe some insight that other folks can't, or even people who have moved down here more recently. Sometimes they don't understand the bigger picture of a community or different things because I've lived here for so long. So I can give you more history about an area than somebody who's only lived here for a couple of years. So lean into your real estate agent, get connected with one. And like I said, I'm here to help you with that. And that's really a good resource as well. Now, you've made your list of your lifestyle choices. You're working on your budget to really kind of figure things out. You're doing more research on the area. You're watching videos. You're doing all that. There's one more thing you can do that really can kind of seal the deal one way or the other. It'll open or shut doors for you. And that is coming down here and visiting. So let's say you narrow it down to 2, 3, 4 areas, 4 cities. Come down here, spend a couple days in each one. Drive around, get the feel for it because it's just so different seeing it in person than seeing it on video. Even when I show people homes or if they see pictures online and they think, oh my goodness, this is the house for me, or oh, I don't like this one. And they come down here and see it in person, they can have complete opposite opinions on those properties. So coming down here, being here in person just can really change everything for you, for the good or the bad. Okay, but so before you jump in and make these big investments, these big life changes, take a little tour of the areas. And I'm here to help out. Like sometimes people will come into the office, we'll meet, and they go, I'm just on a fact-finding trip, and we'll talk about the areas they're most interested in, and I help them kind of come up with a game plan of what to do while they're here or what areas to drive through. And that is just so helpful to people. So nothing compares just to being here in person. That's a really good thing. Moving from an area that you know, you're comfortable with, you know the streets, the traffic patterns, the stores, the restaurants, you just know the whole vibe of the area, and then coming to an area that's brand new and you don't know much of any of it can be kind of scary, overwhelming, and a little exciting. But by doing your homework, from watching videos like this, making your list, prioritizing, figuring out what you really need, what you want, working on your budget, and asking tons of questions will really minimize some of those fears and those insecurities about making big changes in your life and really put you in the driver's seat. You're in control of the situation, and that will help so much. And like I said, I'm here to help you out, here to help you kind of sort through some of those things. So whatever I can do for you, use me as a resource, ask me questions. I'm here to take good care of you. I appreciate you watching very much. Just have a great day. Take care.